Williams. I wanted to make an informal introduction of what our program is about. I'm not scripting any of this. I just kind of wanted to sit down and talk to you like we were just talking on the phone. I get a lot of phone calls and end up walking people through a lot of the information and thought, hey, let's just do a quick video. Let me walk through how this works and hopefully I answer some questions and kind of get you familiar with how our program works. So I've got a few notes here I'm looking at, so if you see me looking over here, I'm just looking at some notes. First thing off is, who is Trinsic Glass? Trinsic Glass started about 7 years ago, and the aim was to take windshield repair and be more proactive with it. What we initially set out to do was say, hey, let's go see if we can get some people and go out and do this door-to-door is how we started. And I know when I say that, a lot of people cringe. They're like, oh, I don't want to do this door-to-door. But that was one of the ways we went about doing windshield repair. And we did this in about 3 states, and in our first 4 months, we did about $400,000 in repair revenue. And it was just a huge success. We made a ton of mistakes and could have done things a lot better, but we were very happy with our first attempt at windshield repair. And what we did that was different than other programs and other companies was we weren't as focused. People really get held up with the repair. If you're new to windshield repair, you start to think to yourself, well, that sounds intimidating. You got to get equipment and get technical training, and how long is the learning curve? And to be honest, it's not as difficult as you think. And usually the first thing I have to do with people is say, listen, you can learn windshield repair in 1 day. And I know that sounds quick, but you really can. It won't be an obstacle to your success in this program. What will be an obstacle is how do you make money with windshield repair? How do you go out and proactively, sell your service? And that's really what the core of our program is about, is how can we get out and help you do rock chips. It's not about, most of the training programs focus on how to fix the rock chip and the equipment types and cleaning and all that kind of stuff. And for me, that's such a small part of it. I know it is windshield repair, but really this is a business and we're out there to how to make money with it. And so I wanted to run you through about at least the top 5 or 6 modules that we've created to help you go out and do windshield repair. The first one was, I told you earlier, we did door-to-door sales, meaning we had a kit, a mobile kit that we would wear, like a little fanny pack or a backpack, and we would go out and do this door-to-door. And for those of you that aren't familiar with door-to-door, the reason that it works so well, and just hear me out on this, I know a lot of people are skeptical and they want to hear the other sales tactics, but windshield repair door-to-door was such a unique, perfect fit for what it is. And let's just take a step back and look at windshield repair. There are all these rock chips occurring, and people are not proactively getting them fixed. And if you take a look around your town, I bet you're going to find a lot of windshield replacement shops. Now, there's an important distinction there. We're talking about repairing the windshield. We're talking about like rock chips, stone cracks, longer running cracks. We're not talking about dings or anything. We're talking about just the damage to the windshield. And most of the time, these windshields can be repaired, fixed, and saved. But the problem is people aren't proactive with it. So when we thought about what we want a good approach to getting more rock chips, we thought, door-to-door sounds like a really great way to go about this. And so we put some sales training together, had some people go out on the doors, and we had really good success with it because we could do the repair right on the spot. We could authorize with the insurance companies on the spot, and it was no hassle to the customer. And then the best thing I liked about it was you didn't have to exchange money at the door. If you're not familiar with how windshield repair works on the insurance side, let me just give you a quick rundown of that. The insurance companies would much rather pay you, about average of $55 a repair to repair the windshield than wait till it cracks out and have to spend another $200, $300, $400 to replace it. So that's the incentive there. Is the insurance companies are like, hey, go get your windshield repaired, and in most cases they waive the deductible and it's considered a no-fault claim, and it doesn't affect their insurance policy in most instances. And so that's what made this really unique was there was no money exchanged at the door. We could do the repair right on the spot, and it was something they needed. It was an inconvenience for them to have to drive to a repair shop, wait in line, have them fix it, wait for the insurance company call, then you got to drive home. This was just such an easy, convenient thing, and it really was something people it didn't feel aggressive to them. We weren't trying to sell them something. It didn't have any sales language. And so those of you that are intimidated by sales and thinking that it's some kind of big, huffy-puffy kind of thing, it really isn't. So we have just loads and loads of training on that, and I'm just trying to give you an overview here real quick. It's like I said, I want to do something informal, just kind of give you a brief introduction to what it is. There's some snippets on the website about what it is and some examples and things like that, but just know that door-to-door is really a viable option, and that was where 90% of our revenue came from. The first 4 months we did it was from door-to-door sales. So I know it works. It just takes some training. You have to know what you need to say at the door. You need to be confident in what your approach is, but it really does work. The second one that we did that you maybe have seen these around town is we did tent locations. So what we did is we set up those little easy up tents, little canopy tents. And really, I liked these tent locations because people that were going to school or wanted to kind of do something while they were there, they could. It was an easy kind of kill two birds with one stone kind of thing. And tent locations, it depends on the spot you're at, but those are another great way. We have a whole training process on that, how to set up tents, how to pick good locations, how to work with the city, how to make sure you can comply with all the zoning rules and all this kind of stuff. One of our best tent locations was a guy named Kaysen. He was up in Idaho, and he was at a mall. And I remember the first time I went up there to visit him and just kind of check and see how he was doing. I show up at the location, and there was 4 cars waiting there. It got so busy that he had to add 2 more employees just to keep up with the amount of cars that were coming to this tent location. And it's the reason I enjoy what I do is because this knowledge that I share with people comes from actual experiences. The training and the things that we teach people is things that we actually did to succeed. When we did the door-to-door stuff, I remember a gentleman the first time he went out, his name was Kenny. He went out his first hour and did 4 cars in his first hour. And I remember seeing him do that and being like, wow, this is really working, this is great. And on the other hand, I've seen people struggle. In the beginning, if you don't have the confidence and need some training on it, it can take a while to build up to it. There's another guy, his name was Jamin, and I remember his goal was he wanted to fix 10 windshields a day, which is a big goal. You have to really hustle to make that happen. And first day he got nothing, second day he got nothing. I think the third day he got like 1, and he was just really, what can I do? How can I get better? And he kept learning the material, kept going over the sales scripts, getting better at it. And I remember it took him like a week, and he finally hit that 10 a day goal, and he was able to, sustain that pretty well for what he was trying to do. But it's great to have all these examples, and I'll share them on the website with you. You should be able to see all sorts of pay stubs from people. We want you to know that this is real, and you can make a real living with it. And that's what keeps drawing me back to windshield repair, is that it's a service that people need. It's constantly renewing. People are always going to need to have their windshields repaired. And as soon as you repair one, another one cracks out. So it's a really unique industry that says, hey, I need this service. I can do it on the spot. Very easy to learn. And the insurance companies pay to have the damage repaired. Another one that kind of is a gold mine that we go through training on is how to partner with local businesses, so like car washes, lube stations, emission stores, that kind of stuff. Car washes are really the pinnacle of business partnership, and we have a whole training on that, how to partner with local businesses. Another one is we call it fleet accounts, where you learn how to partner with like car dealerships and people that have fleets of vehicles, limo services, that kind of stuff. The other way, when people first think about windshield repair in the traditional sense, you think about opening up a shop and building up a customer base. And we've really had almost the opposite approach. We haven't relied on referrals. We haven't relied on, customers giving us their friends. It's been all done proactively. And really my hope with this is as you get involved with the program that you'll find 1 or 2 ways that work for your skill set. Maybe door-to-door is not your thing, maybe tent locations isn't, maybe it's networking or partnering with local businesses. The idea is that we give you enough ways to run this business that you find 1 or 2 that works well with your particular strengths. And that's really what this was about. Having trained almost 300 people and businesses, I've had to adapt different sales techniques to help certain people in different areas, and things work better in some places than they do others. The other thing that we help you do that's kind of a new module is people are now relying on the internet to find these types of services. And I'm giving you the quick overview on all of these. I know I talk quick and get a little excited about this, but we show you how to do things with what's called Google Places. It's the map locations when you search for something on Google, for example. And we've seen a lot of success by even just listing your company information when people look for a certain area, Salt Lake City, rock chip repair or windshield repair, that you come up. And we have ways of helping you build up your review count and getting positive feedback so people will use your service. So really what I'm trying to do here real quick with this video is tell you that this is a real business. It takes effort. You have to work at it. But we're here to help you. We want to give you as many ways possible to succeed with this business. Now, one other thing I wanted to kind of run you through here is the part that really kind of confuses people and makes it hard for them to get involved with the business, which is how to work with the insurance companies. It's always one of the questions I get anytime I do trainings or free video stuff. It's always one that gets a lot of views. And what we've done to help you with this is we're going to basically set you up with the insurance companies and handle all the processing for you. The reason this is really helpful is to think about all these insurance companies can be scary. How do I work with all these insurance companies? How do I get signed up with all of them? How do I send them and get paid? And I mean, that can be a nightmare. I remember when we first started, we spent the first 6 months really just trying to figure out and understand how this whole insurance process thing worked, getting the list of the companies, getting enrolled with them correctly. So that's a huge part of what we do for you, is we actually will process these claims for you. We do take a per transaction fee. It's part of kind of what we view as like a revenue share with you. We view this as a partnership. We're looking for people that can go out and do rock chip repair, get them started for pretty much nothing on a month-to-month basis, and as you do repairs, we take a small cut of that. And you know, in the past, our program, we do a training program, it was around $3,000. And sold those, and that was great, and we help people start their businesses. But I'd have a lot of people come up to me and say, hey, you know, if your program's so great, why can't you give it, you know, away for something cheaper and take a share of my profits? And after about like the 10th person that had told me that, I was like, well, how can we really do that? How can we partner with people, help them get started for much less, and then take a cut of what their profits are? And that's really what we've come up with, is we want to have you know, you be able to get in this business for as cheap and inexpensive as possible without giving up any, you know, equipment and training and all the things you need to succeed. And then that's where we are able to do the partnership with you, is we take a small per transaction fee on the insurance claims that you do. And believe me, it's well worth it. We handle all the audits for you. We make sure you're enrolled with them, get paid by the insurance companies. It's a big ordeal. And once again, you know, take what I just said to you in this last few minutes. The training that you go through, the DVD content alone, just the first part of it is 5 hours long. So we really have a ton of information to go through with you. And so forgive me if this is a little quick for you, but I wanted to definitely give you a quick broad stroke of how this works. And then finally, since this is a partnership, and we know that in order for us to succeed, you have to succeed. And so we really do want to do as much as we can to support you. You can call me anytime. We do conference calls every month, constantly coming up with new trainings and tactics to help you succeed with this business, because we know the more that you succeed, the more that we succeed. And so hopefully this video kind of gives you a quick overview of what's involved. There's plenty of information on the website. Get signed up so we can send you what goes on. It's important that we have your information so that we can call you, walk you through to see if this is a good fit for you and how it will work for you. So anyway, I'm Chris Williams, and we're looking forward to getting you started. This is an exciting business opportunity, and it's just with the more construction and the more people and the more cars, it's not something that's going to go away. So thank you.